Today, a little bit of this and some of this. Welcome to Go with Gustav. My name's Chris.
And I'm Rachel.
This is Sprocket.
And this is Tassie. Come and join us on our adventures.
But don't forget to like
and subscribe
and hit the notification bell. Should be signposted. Quiet, isn't it? No one's around. Something good on the TV.
After 200 meters, turn left, D80, Rue de la Place, then take the third right.
Look at those signs, there's something there.
There's a campsite.
There's not a campsite we're going to. Oh, that's not down there.
Turn left, then take the third right.
Anything coming up? No. That's very tight. Oh, just missed going up there. Oh, this is right. That's the museum. Rachel.
Yes. Well, there's a motorhome place, it says.
That's where the puzzle went.
After 70 meters, turn right, then you have reached your destination. It is on your left.
And the funeral parlour.
Turn right, then
Company
you have reached
municipal.
your destination. It is on your left.
That's it. Not the only ones here.
You have reached your destination. It is on your left.
At our first site, which is a camping car park site. This one has been converted from a municipal campsite as far as I gather. I'm not going to try and pronounce any of these words, these French places, but I'll put the name on the screen and we'll have a look around the village tomorrow. This way, Spot. Sprocket, come on. This way. They've been very good. Cooked up quite a long journey with the train, and about 2.5 hours drive from the shuttle to get here. Just take it nice and easy. We haven't used any toll roads, so it's been quite cheap. So it's got a little playground, and it's got a netball or basketball court. So these are quite good if you've got kids. Now this is one that we have pre-booked. If you pay a little bit extra, I think it was about £25, £30, you have the facility to book these places ahead from 1 day up to 6 months. So I booked this one and tomorrow night, so we knew we had a place. We're going to be in the Loire later in the summer, at the end of summer, so it makes it worth it. It's only going to work out at being like €2 per site when we've finished booking everywhere. So you've got a screen. Now this is, as far as I can gather, this is so you can top your card up. I forgot to tell Rachel, you don't put the card on there, you actually put the card on here. So as we've already paid and booked, you actually just put your card on the keypad. And the other thing that it seems I hadn't done, I hadn't got close enough to the barrier to make it work. So if you come into any of these are the things to think about. Get quite close to the barrier, put your card on the keypad, not on that other bit. So we've got electric, and this is Wi-Fi there, but we've got our own Wi-Fi anyway, and it's working really well. It's quite a nice building. Now, initial impressions on the actual site, it is very, very wet, so we've not gone onto a pitch. We'll show you that later. So it's a bit of an equivalent to your information. So equivalent to your information hut that you have at most places. This is the name of the village, which I'm not going to pronounce. That obviously was the original office. Oh, it's got Wi-Fi there. It's just all left open. There's a use for microwave, books. I presume you swap them or buy them. I can't see any information there. Okay, let's move on. Let's go. Let's rock it out. We go. So we've parked up on, it's not really hard standing, it's part of the entrance. There's some other British have done over the back, and there's some British over there that we asked for help. And apart from those three, everyone else is French. Facility book. This is the ladies' toilets. Outside facilities. This is your service area. Now, in the olden days, before this was what it is now, you'd have to pay for facilities. In here, rocket weight. Here you've got the fresh water on the side. Now it says toilet, but that doesn't look like it's been used at all. We did clean that. It's a long hose. It sounds like it's cleaning itself. What you do is you put the hose in and then press that green button. That's the chemical emptying, which is actually fine. Actually, that's very good, and it's got the thing to flush it. That's quite nice. So this would be lovely had it been dry. The site is very, very wet, and there's a van down there that's actually got sunk right up to its axles. It's not an English one, I don't think. So we've been advised by the other English here to actually just come on the gravel. But we've got electric. And at the end of the day, this is £13. It's €15, £13 with electric. We've got our own little bit of grass for the dogs. And the key thing is it's secure with the barriers. It feels very safe. And it's just a convenient place for stopping on our way to Salzburg. It took us ages to find where to put the rubbish this morning, but we've asked some more English, another couple, which pointed out this sign. When you get up close you can see it. But it is recycling and various other things, but it's not very clearly labelled. We've just sort of guessed that sort of paper and cardboard. This is a museum with a watermill. This watermill is unusual apparently. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it. It has 2 buckets on it. Whatever that means, we will find out in a minute. We'll see. I presume they put those down and the water goes down to, there's a double water wheel, I think is what they mean. So we found some information, and thankfully it's in English. I haven't got my glasses. We're now going to go and find the shop, see if we can find a baguette, so we can have that for lunch, and then we'll be off. Nice flowers. Possibly only use might be camping gas if you use that sort of stuff.
I just got a baguette.
Just a baguette.
Well, I was going to get some cheese. I thought we've got that nice cheddar we bought.
How much was a bigger baguette?
120.
That's not bad. Okay, let's go. First site in France, whose name will appear here because I'm not going to try and pronounce these things and get them wrong and be mocked. Our first impressions were it was a bit grotty, Rachel?
Yeah. Yes. It's not quite what we are used to.
But I've got to say, I think that's possibly unfair. I think there's different reasons why. Obviously when we arrived it was getting dark, and you couldn't stop on the grass pitches. One of the reasons I'd chosen that site is particularly it was an area that had grass pitches, and I thought that might be nice for the dogs, but the grass pitches were so sodden. We didn't venture into the amenities block last night because we just thought, well, old and French, but I've had a quick look around this morning and it is spotlessly clean. It's fairly typical French, I think, that you don't have toilet paper there, you take your own. So be aware of that. But otherwise, I had a look in the shower actually. There was only one because one was broken, but the shower sort of unit looked very modern. Right, probably you can see it. Dash cam. That is lovely, isn't it? Would have been nicer to be closer to this, I suppose. So we've been driving along the top of northern France on the border with Belgium. We're now currently in Belgium, and it's just a very pleasant driving experience. I was just showing you this very long road where we are in Belgium somewhere, heading towards, well, we're heading towards Luxembourg. We're going to skirt underneath Luxembourg, not going into Luxembourg. But this is just typical of some of the very long roads. Mostly good quality. There's one or two with potholes, as there is anywhere else, but just very nice. Not a lot of traffic. We've been going through one or two villages with not a lot of activity in them at all. They all seem very dead and a bit bleak in some places, but generally the landscape is very nice. We're really enjoying this. We've got the sat-nav program to avoid toll roads anyway. We will be going on the motorway at some point, but not a toll road. So just thought we'd show you this bit of road here as a typical Belgian road. So this is the same road I've just come back on for my own benefit to say it's the N20. N40.
taller than us.
There is one coming the other way then. That's it. But yeah, I know what it means. Because we've got to go on that side.
Cross the roundabout and take the third exit, Boulevard de l'Europe, then turn around when possible.
There we go. That's what you're looking at.
You have reached your destination.
Might need your car to start the water.
Yeah, it tells you something.
So we've arrived at our second site, which is called, and apart from having a fight with the water because it was spraying everywhere and I had to hold it, it was a bit like a comedy show. I'm sure everyone else watched was enjoying it. Within seconds we've set up. Rachel's now really relaxed, the dogs are relaxed. I've driven for about 5 hours, but Rachel's nicely relaxed. I'd like a cup of tea. Rachel?
I'll make the last one.
It's not going to happen. The services. Easy enough now I know how to use it. You just put your card on there, touch your hose and press the button. Press the red button to stop. The problem I had is it wasn't a tight connection and the water was splashing everywhere. We just have a look around the site. This is beautiful. Now this site is next to a zoo, not far from a skiing place. There's lots of, well, there's a hotel, there's cafes, there's burger bars, all sorts of things around here. If you've got a family, you could easily entertain the family, I reckon, for several days. Each space has got its own electric, so you only need a very short cable. What we haven't seen is where to empty the toilet and where to put the rubbish. That's the electric. Okay, so the emptying for the toilet is around the back with its own water chute, which is actually much better than English ones because it's not going to splash from there. There's hotel. Toilets if you need them. Bar, this is tourist information on the end. I'm going to talk very quickly about last night, which was our site 2. Very nice camping car campsite. It was lovely and warm. We were sitting outside. We've got photos. You probably see a bit of video of that. And then about 2 o'clock in the morning, something happened. Over to Rachel.
I heard an enormous bang, and then nothing, and then like a grating sound. And I looked out, I couldn't see anything, and I thought maybe the dustbins were being emptied because I didn't know what the time was. It was the sort of the sound that you would hear when they're opening the things. And I've tried to wake Chris up, but he was dead to the world. And it got...
I do all the driving, that's why.
The noise stopped, and then it started again, and then it stopped, and then it started again. I thought that was a bit strange. And then I heard this woman shouting in English, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You're going to hit my van. And then I woke Chris up, and he did wake up then.
And I woke up and I could hear this lady screaming. There was an English. There's only they were the only other English there. I mean, the site was full. There were 36 vans on site, but only us 2 English. We hadn't spoken to them, but we heard them screaming. So I said, I'm going to go out and find out what's happening. And I saw the chap next to me, a German who we had spoken to. He was getting out of his van. It's about 2:30 in the morning. Went out, and to cut this long story short, what had happened is this, only describing as an idiot really, in a Mercedes, had crashed through a barrier at the edge of the campsite. He'd knocked down a lamppost, and he'd landed up, luckily for him, on the motorhome service point, which is concrete. He'd come onto site. At this point, he'd ripped his door and he'd ripped the 2 wings, and that's what the scraping noise was. Yes. And he was trying to drive around the site. He didn't know how to get out. Well, of course, he can't get out. And he was getting very close to their motorhome.
But when we looked in the morning, there was no physical way you'd have got out of there anyway. It wasn't. No. There wasn't a gap of any description.
No. There was the way he came in.
No, by their motorhome. Yeah. He was obviously not in the same world as the rest of us.
The motorhome next to the English got bikes on the back, and they were literally within inches. And everyone was trying to stop him, but he kept apologising, but he kept driving off and driving back. Of course, being a bad YouTuber, I didn't grab my camera, which is what all kids would do nowadays, but we don't do that, do we? Anyway, so the German guy decided to ring the police, which was the right thing, because we couldn't stop him driving, and he couldn't drive in a straight line, and then he tried to go up and around, so I could see he was going to come down near us. We've got a tree at the back of ours, and he's on the other side of the tree, but now he's going around the other side. As he goes around the corner, he nearly hits another motorhome, but they weren't awake. They hadn't come out. And then he comes down in front of us, and I might have a bit of video of that, I don't know. And he ends up, because I've got my torch on, I'm trying to keep him away from our motorhome, from Gustav. He ends up stopping right in front of us. At this point, his tyre has come off the wheel. You'll see photos of that. The wings all smashed in. The whole front of the car is smashed in. He gets out and starts talking to me. Now, at this point, I had grabbed the GoPro because I wanted some evidence if he hit any of the vans.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's problem.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
No problem.
Move it onto the grass over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, garde là.
Yeah.
Okay, ouais. Okay. Et dépannage. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Excuse me. Dépannage is good.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
He's here in front of us. I can't tell. Well, if he doesn't move it, we're going to be trapped in. His front wheel, his tyres come off and everything.
It's like that.
Yeah.
I woke up, I thought it was...
I don't know.
I think it was dustbin maybe.
Excuse me, Albert.
Yeah.
Ni problème.
Well, it is a problem.
Dépannage et dépannage, voilà, maison.
And then at that point, the police arrived. They were very good. Cut a long story short there. They managed to move the car after they dealt with the guy. They managed to move the car to the side, so I could get out this morning. And I think I might have some video of that. I don't know if it's come out yet.
Ok.
c'est qui conduisait le véhicule?
Il y a un pote à moi qui roule les véhicules et il a fait n'importe quoi. Et c'est sauvé.
D'accord, vous êtes dans le véhicule aussi?
Ouais, j'étais avec lui.
Il a dit le véhicule est pas bon.
Non, ça, ma cousine.
Il est où votre ami là?
Ben, il est parti.
C'est quoi son nom et son prénom?
Ah, non, pas là.
Non, la jante, la jante elle est parfaite.
Hein?
La jante elle est...
I couldn't smell alcohol on him, so it might have been drugs. But there's a roundabout just up from where he came in. I think he'd gone round the roundabout too far, lost control, gone through, as I say, this wooden barrier, and I think there's rocks there. So I think it's probably the rocks that ripped the doors. And there was no way he was going to get out. So this is what happened at 2 o'clock in the morning last night. That's good stuff. We're just lucky. This madman, we'll tell you a story later, but this madman actually ended up, you can see where it was, here. And it's only because I asked the police whether they could move it. The tow truck's coming later on today, but we would be blocked in because we've got a tree behind us. So the police kindly moved it. Hopefully we can get good staff out.
Where do you want me to stand?
At the back, I think.
Okay.
You're watching these branches over the overhang. So you're watching the branches overhang on the left hand side.
Where are the branches?
Go the other side.
That was the left hand side I was on.
Actually, no, I meant the other side. There are branches overhanging. Yeah, the tree trunks.
Trunks, not branches. Okay.
Yeah. And then as I swing out the front of the car.
You're very close, stop. You're very close, stop.
How am I doing?
Let me go forward a bit more.
Am I clear of the tree trunks?
More or less.
Doesn't sound promising. We don't get stuck in the grass.
You're clear of the car.
Oh right, okay. Alright. I need to put that back. Put my windbreak back down.